Welcome to Venusian Soul Tarot. Today I'm back with a timeless pick a card reading, and it's going to be message from your higher self. So I want you to cast your gaze over the cards and ask your higher self which card has a message for you. We have group number 1, group 2, group 3, and group 4. If you need to pause the video to meditate further, please do so. But for those of you who are ready, let's get started. Hi, group 1. So a message from your higher self. I feel like you're embarking on a new chapter and there's a successful new beginning or a fresh start. And I'm getting this really strong message that it's nothing like what you've experienced in the past, specifically around relationships as well, around connections. For those of you who have felt with 5 of Pentacles and 5 of Swords, I'm getting a really strong energy of either feeling in the past like you've been left out, or feeling as though certain things, specifically connections or relationships, have not turned out the way you desired or were not on your level. And what I'm seeing and hearing is the perception you have fostered and built within yourself, the self-love, the personal growth, is going to be reflected to you either in a significant relationship. With some of you, we have Emperor, Ace of Cups, 2 of Cups. So this could be a really important soulmate or soul connection coming in. But for others of you, I also feel this can be like a soul tribe community around you. It's like it's going to be mirrored back to you and you're going to be really clear, like, yes, I have healed these wounds within me. I'm hearing specifically for some of you, either an abandonment wound or like a feeling of being misunderstood, unseen, unvalued. And Spirit is saying you've really shifted how you feel about yourself. For some of you, become very confident. I just heard doing things alone. With the Fool and the Knight of Wands, Spirit may have really encouraged you to kind of reclaim your confidence, reclaim as well your gifts. You may have needed a period of solitude or time to kind of cultivate your passions. With Knight of Wands and 3 of Pentacles, it makes me feel for some of you, you have really pertinent gifts and abilities that if you were not, if you didn't have time to yourself, or if you didn't have periods of solitude, these may not have come to the forefront, or they may not have fully developed to the degree they have and they will now. So it's like Spirit is kind of giving you this message of confirmation that, number 1, job well done in regards to healing fears and healing your relationship with yourself and how you perceive yourself. I feel like that has been, this is fruitful for you, or it's going to bear fruit. It's also teaching you that, you may know as within, so without. You may know that your consciousness creates your reality, but there's something about either this connection coming in or the connections, the quality of connections that are coming in now versus your experience of the past that really, it cements that for you. 100%, okay, how I feel about myself is reflected back to me. Or, and again, I'm not saying you're responsible for other people's poor behavior. That's a reflection of their state of consciousness. But the point of attraction, you will be seeing in this new cycle, the difference in your energy and what it's bringing in for you. Yeah, it's like you're due an upgrade, or the quality of circumstance in your life is upgrading, especially around, I would even say career, because this for some of you could be meeting your community or collaborating with your soul tribe in terms of your spiritual gifts or in terms of your work as well. But I just see blessings in regards to connections, meeting the right people at the right time, having those in your life that really understand and respect and value you. I feel for this group, you may have had to go through a lot of challenging cycles in the past. With 5 of Pentacles and 5 of Swords, there could have been, like, for example, a lot of hiccups or certain difficulties, but I feel like you've come out the other side, or you're in a much more promising space, a healthier space. Because I keep hearing this, it's almost congratulatory for the healing work you've done. And you may have this feeling as well of, like, I've made it. I finally, and again, I'm not saying you won't have other periods of growth or other cycles of transformation, but there's something about there being a huge shift and you really seeing, feeling, and recognizing just how far you've come, and that inner work really does pay off because it's really being reflected to you. I think for some of you with Divine Beauty, yes, I'm getting really strong energies of self-love. This always makes me think of like mirror work, or finding that, inner empowerment, that strength that's part of it, and confidence. But I think some of you have divine gifts. So some of you literally have spiritual gifts that you've cultivated in a hermit phase or a chapter of solitude. But some of these gifts can be creative as well. What I want to say is you're very talented, and I feel like you've really grown your confidence in your abilities, in your gifts, maybe even in your life purpose. And it's almost like for some of you who have been walking your spiritual path alone, or have been really cultivating your purpose, developing your skills, there may be someone that's coming in to help you and join you on this path. For some of you, I do feel this is romantic if you are open or receptive to that energy. But for others of you, this is like soulmate, soul tribe. And perhaps one of these connections or multiple of them are going to be instrumental when it comes to or tie into your career success and what you do in the physical world. Because you have healing here, gentleness of love, realignment, transformation. You're also realizing and having this clarity from your higher self that with that Five of Pentacles, those closed doors were closed to you because they weren't aligned and they weren't in resonance with you. So it's almost like if in the past you took, for example, a closed door or a rejection or abandonment personally, it's like you're rewriting the narrative in your mind. It's no longer affecting your self-worth. You're no longer seeing things falling away or not working out or the door being closed as a testament to you, to who you are. But I feel for some of you, can you see these swans? And it's like they're forming this heart. It's like a perfect pairing. And again, nothing is perfect in the physical, but beautifully aligned. It's like sometimes when we meet someone who is a really beautiful match for us, it becomes very clear why the others weren't, right? It's like understanding like, oh, like I'm seeing puzzle pieces. And again, I think you're whole and complete within yourself. So I'm not saying another person is your missing piece, but it's like this person or people, these soul tribe members and soulmates, it's like they click. You come together in a way that's so harmonious, so beautifully balanced. They perfectly reflect your frequency that it becomes very clear why other connections didn't work or didn't pan out in the past. So you're going to have that knowing. And you have Indigo Child. Inspire, heart, dialogue, action, passion, community. Again, I feel you've done a lot of work around your passions, developing your gifts. Again, some of you have divine gifts and are literally psychic, or you're visionaries, you have clairvoyance. But I feel like you're going to have a lot more support around you and a community around you. Again, some of these connections as well, you may meet them through something you're doing or something you're posting online. So they could come in through work, they could come in through, for example, if you have like an online business or social media platforms where you share certain information, they may find you through that. I just feel like there's something that's going to, it's like certain things are going to slot into place. Yeah, it's like things are coming together, but it's because of your perfect alignment with your own soul and your soul's path. And I feel for many of you, it may have been, there could have been a lot of karmic challenges or karmic relationships and difficulties to get you on this path or get you to the point you're at now. We also have here pilgrimage, sacred sites, grid work, dragon energy. Yeah, and look at this. This woman looks like a witch to me, a green witch. But when I think of dragon energy, I also think of confidence. But some of you have really cultivated your gifts and abilities. And I just keep hearing you needed a period of solitude or you needed to go into hermit mode to be able to do this. And I feel like you've successfully done so. And it could be as well something that you created or had inspiration for in this hermit phase, like an idea, a project, a business. Now it's coming into fruition, or now it's fully blooming. You've cultivated this energy within yourself, but within your life. And it's like the missing pieces of the puzzle in regards to the support you need, the community, the resources, that's even the ideas. Like you may have someone come in that's also a visionary that also can help you, or you collaborate in regards to either a business, a talent, a career path. But I just see it's like universal support is on your side. And for a lot of you, you may have felt you had to walk this path alone, which was necessary for a period of time because it cultivated that passion and independence. But I don't think that's true for you anymore. Because when I see this Mookaite crystal, it makes me think of an egg that's ready to hatch. And there's something that you're giving birth to or is about to come to fruition in your life. You also have psychic gifts, Wise sage awareness, call to action. Yeah, again, some of you have literal spiritual gifts and abilities. I'm getting like, green witch, shaman, psychic, intuitive. You have very pronounced spiritual gifts. And also I just heard wisdom as well. I feel like there's an element of pride as well. I feel like your higher self is really proud of you for trusting and staying the course, because I feel for many of you, this may not have been the easiest path or the easiest journey, but I feel like you've stayed true to yourself. You've stayed, or you've cultivated, I should say, your confidence, the divine flame within you, that connection to source has really strengthened, because I feel like that's in periods or seasons of solitude, sometimes that's all we have, right? Is to lean on God, lean on source. And I feel it's completely, it's strengthened you and your connection, but I feel like it's changed how you move through the world. For example, if in the past you had fears of abandonment or almost like an anxious attachment style, that's shifted now, because your center of focus or attachment is within self, right? Even if, beautiful connections or communities come towards you, you're still solely anchored in your own energy field. And you could resonate with being someone who's highly empathic, highly sensitive. And so in the past, things could have really pulled or taken you out of your energy, taken you out of your element. And I feel like that's what's changed as well. You also have, I remember, soul plan, the fated life versus the destiny life. So you're about to see fate unfold in your life. Also, this is sitting on the Three of Pentacles. So this is true in regards to your life purpose and career. But I think some of you have a really significant fated meeting or multiple connections that are fated for you coming in. Because your next card, you're not alone. Isolation, physical connection, community. See, I feel like you went through that season of either isolation, solitude, going within, and now it's time for connection and community. I'm hearing go easy on yourself, because you may be a little reserved at the very beginning, just because you may be quite used to solitude, because I'm seeing like this lone witch, and she kind of does her spiritual work, but she's alone, and metaphorically speaking, not literally, but she's alone in this forest, like very in sync with nature, the universe, source, which I think you've cultivated within yourself. And like now you're bringing some of that energy out into the world. So you may be publicly sharing your gifts, or your life purpose, your career may be taking a turn where you're being exposed to more people, or more people are able to find you, find your work, connect with you. But it's also in regards to personal connections. And I just noticed you literally have community twice. Okay, so you have Archangel Michael and faith, spiritual calling, divine protection, breakthrough moment. You've had huge breakthroughs with Ace of Cups around love, the true nature of love, self-love, that love always comes from within, right? It's like you're accessing with that Ace of Cups, that overflowing fountain of love within yourself, and it's being reflected in the physical world. It's showing up in different ways in the physical. Okay, we have, and it's funny with Michael and Faith, I think they're twin flames, but it's definitely like a soul union. We have leadership activation, time to evolve, trust in your ability to guide others. I know it says guide others, but I'm also hearing with this Two of Cups, trust in your ability to connect with others at a soul level, at a deeper level. I feel that for you. There could be a little bit of fear when this connection comes in, or multiple of these soul connections come in, but it is going to feel very aligned. I also think you're leveling up when it comes to your career and what you want to share and do in the world. I just feel for you, your future connections, or the connections coming in, even your experiences in life, are not going to be anything like they were in the past, because I'm seeing a lot of harsher energies or a lot of closed doors, things not feeling aligned, and that's completely shifting now. And look, you have never alone. My bond with God and the angels is a flame that illuminates my heart, regardless of the darkness around me. This bond is the foundation of my inner strength. It allows me to go on, having faith that all things will fall into divine order for my greatest benefit. I ask the universe for guidance, knowing I will always receive its help and protection. Today the sun will rise and shine for me. I am never alone. This is exactly the energy I was speaking of. Because sometimes, yeah, when all that around us is darkness or closed doors, what we lean on is this source, this light within. Also, if there's not external sources of love and compassion, often we are encouraged to cultivate it within ourselves, right? And that's what I feel you've done. But it's like your time of being, I mean, you've reached this awareness where you know you're never alone, that God, source, the angels work with you. I do feel for this group, you have a really strong connection with the divine, but the period of being alone, perhaps physically or in terms of connection, is ending. It's time for more physical connections and support and love, for you to really receive love as an expression of this beautiful divine love you've cultivated within yourself. Look, you literally have self-love. Today, I love myself fully. I accept myself exactly as I am. I am able to recognize my own divinity and to appreciate the purity of my soul. I take the time to care for myself. I enjoy myself. I nourish myself. I'm kind to myself. I'm grateful for who I am. And these people coming in are reflecting back to you this beautiful divine beauty and self-love that you've found within yourself. Because although you are never responsible for the actions or treatment of another, others can reflect back to us how we feel about self. And it's like your view of self, it's like now you see yourself as divine. You handle yourself with grace, and there will be others, and life experiences are going to be treating you with that divine reverence and grace. So that's all I have for you. I hope this reading resonates, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Hi, group 2. So your message from your higher self is that because you've let go of something from your past, it's opened up portals and doorways of new opportunities for you. Specifically, I'm feeling around career and finances here with this 7 of Cups, but it's like there could have been even beliefs, like you may have been holding on to certain beliefs or energies from the past that were almost serving as a barrier to this beautiful new cycle. It's like the road ahead is clear, is what I'm hearing. And again, I'm not saying, oh, you'll never have another challenge, but I just see a much more harmonious cycle that's opening up for you. But when you have 10 of Wands, 10 of Swords, 7 of Swords, this could be a very quite painful situations or a very painful cycle that you've had to close out, but I'm hearing it's done. Your higher self is letting you know you've passed, you learnt the lesson, it's done, it's time to come into a positive, new, balanced energy. It's like, I think for this group, you're literally fully clearing and letting go of the past and starting a brand new life, because I don't feel this is in just one area. With the 7 of Cups, I feel like it doesn't have to literally be 7 new doorways or opportunities opening for you, but it's definitely more than one area of your life that is opening up for you, or there's more than one thing, for example, Spirit may be helping you to cultivate. There's definitely new ideas, new opportunities, new connections on the horizon. But with the 4 of Pentacles, there could have been something really painful that Spirit has been trying to get you to release for some time, or it just took time to work through some of these emotions because it was quite a painful, karmic, intense situation. For some of you, this could be a connection as well, that you've had to, like, this is like one of those connections where you have to cut cords, 5-10 times, where you just keep releasing, keep letting go, keep surrendering. Because I feel for some of you, this could have been quite a difficult energy to process or work through. But I'm hearing it's like the worst is over, and I keep hearing the storm is over. It's like you're due your rainbow, or you're due, more positive energies. If you've been through the darkness, because can you see in this depiction, it's so dark around her, but her eyes and her sight is golden. So that makes me think of keeping your eyes on the light, even as you're walking through these storms. But with the 4 of Pentacles, there's just this complete surrender I'm feeling from your energy, and your higher self is letting you know it's safe for you to surrender. It's safe for you to let go completely. And there's a beautiful new beginning that's waiting for you. For some of you with paradigm shift, you could have had or absorbed a lot of negative beliefs because of your past. Do you know when we've had very painful either relationships or situations where life has been very harsh, even at times kind of traumatic, we can adopt fear-based beliefs, right, as a protective mechanism. So you may have needed some time to work through, because I'm getting it's a distrust. It's a distrust that what's coming in for you won't be this. Or it's like feeling as though, can I trust the universe to bring me happiness when in the past, all it's bringing me is suffering and pain. There's something shifting with your mindset, not only in regards to past events, but in regards to what you believe is possible for your future. And that's what they're saying, because you've completely severed or cut ties with the past, and maybe even with, you know, a connection from the past. It's no longer creating or having an effect on what's coming in the future. And that's why Spirit is saying you're going to see, yes, a paradigm shift, but your life is going to feel very different to you, or your experience of life is going to be very different to what it was previously. Because I'm getting this really strong energy of duality, coming out of a period of potential darkness into a phase that's a lot lighter. For those of you as well with 10 of Wands, 10 of Swords, 7 of Swords, where there's a little bit of fear of, you know, will a deceptive person or deceptive energy come back into my life? The answer is no. And Spirit is saying just keep releasing, keep surrendering, because what's on the other side of this cycle is really beautiful. And again, it's not just in one area of your life. I'm getting abundance, career, community, friendships, connections. For some of you, it could even be the opportunity for travel or movement. So you have share space, telepathy, co-creation, communing, honoring. Yeah. And it's like, because you've let go of this, with paradigm, you've let go of a collection of beliefs or energies linked to the past. It's completely shifting what you create and your capacity to co-create with the divine. It's like you're able to connect more fully with the divine. You're able to bring in new opportunity. And you had abundance. Fullness of source, enough for all, open. If you felt when you were going through difficulties or this past cycle, there could have been lack you were struggling with, or a lack of resources, a lack of abundance. I feel like that's shifting now. But I also am getting this energy of, there's a sense now when we surrender, right, our energy field opens up. So things are more readily able to flow to you from letting go. And that's why, and some of you, I feel like you're at this tail end process of letting go. Like you may be letting go of that final string, that final cord, that final tether to the past, or to a quite karmic, difficult personal situation from your past. But it's almost done or closed out completely. And that's, I feel like you're going to be on the receiving end as well of positive karma and more blessings coming in for you. Because you have community, healing, division, teamwork, freedom. You're also changing how you perceive things. Do you know when we're sad when something closes out, or we feel, you know, something's a little painful, so it kind of, it can leave an imprint, and then we get to a point where we're like, oh, I was set free from that personal situation. It was a blessing that it ended. You may be changing how you feel about that, or what you tell yourself about that. Now you're seeing it as a gift, the ending and that closure, rather than necessarily a negative. Look, you literally have two cards of abundance. You have communing and community, and you have abundance twice. Raising your vibration, light missions, Ra activation. And remember I said with the eyes, see the gold here? You definitely have a lot of abundance coming in for you after this transformation and release. The color yellow could be significant. You could have also done a lot of work on your solar plexus, but it's like you kept your eyes on the light, on the gold within. But with Four of Pentacles, it's like that final release, that letting go is what brings in this energy for you. And again, whenever we let go of dense emotions or energies from the past, our vibration will always raise, right? And rise. Okay, you also had karmic relationships. Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, conflict. Yeah, sitting above the Two of Swords, you could have felt very conflicted. There could have been a karmic experience or karmic past that was difficult to move beyond. Do you know when we kind of feel a little bit stuck in a cycle, either with someone or this is literally a pattern that keeps playing out in our physical reality? You could have felt like something was very hard to clear, but the message from your higher self is you've cleared it or you're about to be fully released from the past and from the cycle. And what you're moving forward into or the future looks nothing like what you've experienced in the past. I keep hearing this message, you're safe as well. So some of you may be healing from the belief that, you know, karmic challenges or difficulties are going to continue or keep following you around. You're really trusting and believing in spirit. I was saying about with that Seven of Swords, there was almost like a distrust of the universe or distrust of what will come in for you. And I feel for this group, you've really healed that or you're about to heal that so that you're really trusting of what's coming in and what's meant for you. You also have jump in, Andromedan energy, adventure, say yes to change. Yeah, it's like cutting that final cord with that Ace of Swords and everything changes. I see a lot of big changes happening in your life, or there will be, because of your shift in mindset, your beliefs, your frequency. You see the world very differently to how you once did. I mentioned before you may have an opportunity for travel, a trip, a movement, relocation. I do see that for you as well. And that won't resonate with all of you, but again, there's changes across the board in multiple areas of your life. You have Kali Ma, divine severance. Cut the cords to dramas, fears, and limitations. Yeah, because with that Three of Cups, it's time for you to come into a loving community or energies that are more harmonious. But with Kali Ma, I still think there's a little bit, and we have the Ace of Swords, I still think there's a little bit more letting go, or there's like that final release. I also feel with the Four of Pentacles, anything that you've been attached to or anything that still had an imprint on your consciousness that still has an effect on you, I feel like you're letting go of that. Like your connection in terms of attachment is changing, where you're going to feel more free flowing. Again, why do we become attached, or why do we worry about, you know, for example, losing control? Often we hold on to something because we're afraid of letting go, right? We're afraid of losing control of that, or we're afraid of not having that. It's a fear response, right? Often if I'm afraid, I will hold on and I won't want to release it. There's something here about your connection with fear or your vibration changing drastically, where you're not feeling as afraid, or there's certain fears that you've broken through and broken past. So you can move through the world in a flow state or a greater state of surrender. You have enlightened action, choose compassion, move forward with grace. Yeah, it's like the way, and again, we have Kuan Yin here. It's like the way you move through the world is going to be a lot more graceful, peaceful, harmonious. And that's because your life circumstances are shifting, right? When we're in really difficult, harsh conditions, it's very hard to move through the world in that frequency. But because number one, you've done a lot of inner healing, and that inner mindset, that inner realm is aligned with grace and love and compassion. It's having a flow-on effect in the physical. And again, that spirit is saying you've made space for this. You've let go. Because ultimately, how do we enter flow state? By surrendering everything. It's a state of surrender and trust. When I say surrender everything, I don't mean you literally have to physically let go of everyone and everything, but you can have people or possessions or things in your life that you don't have an attachment to. And that's what's shifting, where there's any sticky energies, right? Sticking points, karmic energies, beliefs, or things that made you operate out of fear. You're letting go of all of that. And I feel like this has been a gradual process. I feel like you've already been doing this, but it's like that chapter's done, because maybe this is like the final release or the final surrender, and it's like life is starting to carry you, or will start to carry you. Again, it doesn't mean you don't take action, but you're going to feel more harmonious in terms of how life unfolds or how things come about. And I feel like with Kuan Yin and compassion, you've had to have a lot of compassion with yourself. And really, I just heard hold your own hand or be your own best friend through this process and through some of these difficulties. So you have returned to the inner temple. Today, I rediscover my inner self in sacred silence. This is the inner temple in which I'm able to calmly study the lessons life has provided me. Here I regain my sense of tranquility. I retrieve my trust in the universe. Bathed in the light of my inner temple, I now remember the value of each and every step of my life. Exactly. So again, you are healing. Your higher self is saying you're healing your trust in your higher self, in the divine, in the flow of life, which is enabling you to let go and trust, right? Because there's not that fear or distrust of that the past essentially is going to repeat itself, or that these harsh lessons. Do you know when we feel like sometimes a harsh lesson is the universe, it's like, why did this happen to me? There's a sense here of seeing the bigger picture in regards to your spiritual growth and, cultivating that faith and trust. But I also see it's like you've regained your inner balance, or you've cultivated inner peace whilst in the storm. And what's happening is that physical storm or those karmic lessons and challenges have fallen away. And now your life circumstances are more harmonious and reflecting that. We have welcoming happiness. Divine love is manifesting in me, through me, and around me. It attracts all that I need for the benefit of my soul. As I work to increase my inner light, I evolve into an emanation of love and joy. Today I reap and welcome the happiness and beauty of all that I have sown. Again, because you've raised your vibration and you've raised your frequency, you will be noticing that there's more events, people, circumstances that come in to reflect that love and joy. You're attracting in higher frequency of experiences and new beginnings at this level of joy and unconditional love. But again, it's trusting as well. Whatever shows up is what is my next path, my next connection. It's like having that faith. And again, you have free will, but I'm seeing you having trust in each step of the journey, regardless of appearance, regardless of whether it looks positive or negative, regardless of, how your mind or ego may label that person's situation or event. So that's all I have for you. I hope this reading resonates, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Hi, group 3. I feel for this group, there's an overflow of love that's about to come into your life or is coming into your life currently. There's a sense here, like when you look at these tarot cards, it will be difficult to get better cards than this, right? You have the King of Wands, the Sun, Six of Wands, Ten of Pentacles, Four of Wands. There's just a really beautiful energy, a very stable energy. And I feel like you're being blessed by the universe. There's really beautiful frequencies coming in for you. I just heard a new dawn as well. With death, I know this is a peacock here as well with the King of Wands, but it reminds me, I don't know, I was seeing it as a phoenix. And with death and this card, it's making me think of you coming out of a transformation, or you being very different in nature and form to who you once were. I feel as though you may have had to go through a lot of changes to get here, because I'm hearing for many of you, you've definitely been on a healing journey, a healing process, an awakening path. With the Ten of Pentacles, I feel like you're here to leave a legacy, or you may be working on your legacy, especially with the Sun, the Six of Wands, the Ten of Pentacles. You could create or do something with a partner as well, or a soulmate, soul tribe energy here. Or this could just be the support that you're receiving for you creating your legacy. But I feel for this group, I just heard a legacy of light. So I feel like there's something here that you're bringing into the world. And I feel like many of you have had to do a lot of work on healing your heart. Some of you are literal healers, and I feel like you're here to bring hope and inspiration to others. And some of you as well could be master numbers, because we have 29, so 29, 11, or any of the master numbers really. But I just heard master healer, master teacher. So for some of you, you may really resonate. You've got a big heart. With that rose quartz, I feel like your heart is just brimming with love, and you may help to awaken and inspire other people's hearts. It's like when people are around you, they can't close down even if they want to. I feel like you open up people's energy fields, their minds, their heart, their soul. But your higher self is letting you know as well. It's like you may be either working on this legacy, or you're going to the next level in regards to what you're here to do, your life's mission, your purpose. And it's because I feel like you've really grown into yourself, or you've come into this beautiful alignment with self. And I just heard as well, your heart is healed. So if there were residual wounds or pain from the past, emotionally, I feel like they're no longer there. I also feel there's something about the time frame, like divine timing, and it's like you've you've mastered certain lessons or you've had certain experiences that have now prepared you for this phase. So if there were challenging initiations, rebirths, I feel like you may have been through a lot of cycles spiritually that have prepared you for this, but it's like now you're ready, or now things are unfolding in a way that's really helping you move forward. It's like the universal energies are moving you forward in support of this mission and in support of your journey. I just said trust the process and trust the timing, but I feel like that's what you've been doing, because you can see in this depiction, see how her face is tilted to the sky, the sun, and her eyes are closed. And I feel like you have so much, your energy is just so divine. You're so in sync with the divine, you know, God's source speaks through you, speaks through the heart. And I feel like when you speak to others, you also do that. But I just keep hearing it's time now. It's your time. With Nine of Wands and Death as well, you may have had to let go of things that either, I want to say, weighed you down or lowered your vibration. Because with the King of Pentacles and King of Wands, what I'm hearing is your foundation has been prepared and strengthened. When I say your foundation, ultimately that's you, right? Your connection with self, your connection with source. But in order to have this solid foundation, there may have been energies that couldn't come with you or that you've had to let go of. So there could have been a bit of a metaphorical death process where certain, you know, habits, beliefs, people, situations had to fall away and be released to enable you to show up in this energy. Your first oracle is Heaven on Earth. And again, you literally have 1111. All are invited, fifth dimension, new earth, spirit and matter. So again, I feel like some of you are here to leave a legacy or here to help usher in this new earth, a higher dimension. But obviously in order for you to reach fifth dimensional consciousness, with that sitting above the Nine of Wands, I feel like you've had to let go of a lot of energies or density within self. Some of you have gone through a lot of energetic upgrades, cellular upgrades, even the way you think and feel. Like I feel like your energy is so light and ethereal. You have a very angelic frequency. And I feel though that has also been cultivated, or you've been doing that inner work to cultivate that energy. Your other oracle is Know Yourself. Meditate. Who am I? Val is lifting, opening. So you've been on a journey as well to really know yourself and know why you incarnated, your purpose. But meditation could have been instrumental through your spiritual growth and transformation. You could have used meditation to release certain attachments, thought patterns, beliefs, and enable them to fall away. I just feel like the sun is shining on you, and we do have the sun here. There's more joy, love, success, victory, even the spotlight for some of you. Some of you, what you're creating and doing, there will be a level of recognition. Perhaps you may have a lot of success when it comes to social media or online, so you have a lot of eyes on you. But I just feel there's this energy of you really revealing or sharing all of who you are, or being recognized for this beautiful energy that you've cultivated and this legacy that you have created or will be creating for others. With King of Wands, I do think you may be a leader, but it's more like a leader that inspires others, right? Through being who you are and through taking this journey or sharing your truths, you help to light the way for others. I keep seeing the sun for you. So some of you could be Leos, or you just have a strong connection to Ra, but I just get this sense, Ra, and we have, I think this is Thoth. I just get the sense that there's something about your energy. You have so much light that you're embodying. And I think that's also due to the growth you've gone through, the initiations, that your frequency is so high. You also have integrating energies, awakening, transitioning. Again, I feel like you've been through awakening. I feel like you've potentially been through many awakenings as well. And it's like you're moving into a new phase, a new cycle. If in the past you weren't as visible, or you weren't sharing your work publicly or receiving that level of recognition, abundant success, I feel like there's a shift happening in regards to your career. Your other oracle is Cosmic Downloads, higher heart healing, see the bigger picture. Again, you've healed your heart. With cosmic downloads, as you're free, I'm hearing you needed to raise your frequency and release any of these emotions so you can receive the downloads from spirit. So for some of you, what you're cultivating or working on in regards to your career and your life purpose is coming straight from the divine, or perhaps the divine has given you an idea for something to do or create, and you're in that process of building or working on that. Because with meditating cosmic downloads, I get that energy of really, both cards, it's like you're tapping into source, right? And channeling that energy. So some of you are channels, or you literally have channeled an idea into physical form. You have portals, doors are opening, you decide, rewards, wild card with the sun. Some of you are going to reach success or have a level of success and recognition, or there's an element of the spotlight that you weren't expecting. So this could be, you know, blowing up on a social media platform, or the way it comes in. It's not that you weren't expecting it, but it comes in a way that may be different than how or what you expected. You know, there is an element of the unknown, but in the best way, where things really are stacked in your favor because of divine timing and because of your frequency. Because I feel like your energy, you're a walking miracle. Wherever you go, I feel like there'll be synchronicities, miracles, heart openings, awakenings. It's like that vibration is so potent that you bring this to everyone you meet. You also have star family. You're part of a team of souls, call and support. Yeah, so I do feel as well, there's really beautiful, with Four of Wands here also, there's beautiful connections, or a very beautiful connection, but I just feel like you're going to feel so held by the divine. That the divine love life is holding you, nurturing you, supporting you. It's going to feel like the universe not is turning in your favor, but that wheel of fortune is definitely turning in your favor. I also feel there's something for this group that you're here to do. There's like fated success. Now, obviously we have free will, and so that can change outcomes in the future, right? But there's something you were fated to come here and do that you will be very abundant and successful in. And it's like the divine wants whatever this is out in the world. I feel for some of you, you're birthing something new. This could be helping people see the world differently. This could be helping people think differently about themselves. I just see it's like you're bringing in, for some of you, it's like a new or innovative product or technology or idea. There's something very visionary about your energy. Yeah, you have the energy of a pioneer. You have green Tara, healing light. Wellness unfolding, know that healing is a journey on the 10 of Pentacles. Your healing journey is going to bring you a lot of abundance, but I feel like you are a healer. So you may attain or achieve a lot of abundance from your healing abilities. Because for many of you, just being in a room with you, just sitting with you helps to heal others because of the frequency you've adopted, I feel, through your spiritual path and through your spiritual practice. You have the Atlanteans, evolution, vibration, legacy, technology, progress, expect acceleration. Again, I've seen legacy with the 10 of Pentacles, and you're getting it again. You may have had incarnations in ancient Atlantis, but you are a really, really old soul, and you came here very clearly on a mission. You're definitely a healer, but you're here to bring your light, bring hope, bring inspiration, help people heal or tap back into source. For others of you, you may be channeling an idea, a business, something that you've received from spirit that's going to bring a lot of blessings to the lives of others. You have letting go. Today, remembering that God is within and around me, I release myself to God's hands and regain my inner peace. I know God is providing me that which is most beneficial for my soul. I know that God is sending angels to help me face any difficulties that arise. I let go into God's will, knowing the best is yet to come. Yeah, looking up at the sky with the eyes closed. It's trust. All three of these depictions, there's complete trust in source. And that's what I think. It's like you're a walking beacon of peace because you cultivated this surrender and trust and peace within yourself. The white doves could be significant as well. Even white feathers. You also have hope. As I enter the great school of life, I hold tight to my faith in God. God's love guides me and guards me in every situation I encounter. Regardless of what I confront, I trust in my true nature. Today I welcome life. I know the light will always return and there will always be infinite possibilities for me. You're a beacon of hope for others, right? But it's your faith. That's what really stands out, is the amount of faith you have in God, in source, in the divine, in, you know, in universal energies. It's like, no matter what is happening in the physical, you still hold that inner attitude of, you know, life is working for me. God has my best interests at heart. I can trust the process. I can trust what's unfolding. And because of that, there's almost this lack of fear, worry, or resistance of any kind, because you're so tapped into source and you're so trusting of the divine messages you receive, the path that you're on. And I just feel it's like messages from your higher self. I feel for this group, you are your higher self, or you're well on your way of fully, you know, living and embodying your higher self. You're very close to that energy, because as I'm tapping into it, it's almost like there's no separation between messages from your higher self and you. I also think for this group, you're so tapped into source and the divine and spirit, you can hear messages from spirit. You know, like you're definitely a channel, but you may be quite psychic and intuitive as well. But it makes me think, you know, when they say you're so filled with God's love and the energy of source, the light of source, that you want for nothing, like that's almost that level of like the mystic, the saint. That's what I'm getting for you. And again, I'm not saying you may not resonate with being there right now, but that is a journey I see you being on, like having that level of faith and just being filled with the light of source, that you're a beacon of hope and inspiration for others. So that's all I have for you. I hope this reading resonates and I hope you have a beautiful day. Hi, group 4. So I feel for this group, you're going through a huge spiritual ascension, and I'm hearing there's wisdom that is available to you now that you could not access previously. There's definitely a new state of consciousness here and a new beginning. Well, it's almost like a new self, right? Where you've changed so drastically. It's changing the probabilities, the timelines, the outcomes. So this is a time for you, I'm hearing, of new wisdom, new downloads, inspiration, ideas from spirit. Now's definitely the time to have faith and trust in spirit, in what's coming through for you. Yeah, because can you see there's this angel guiding, but it's like I see it as a merging, right? The higher self, the angelic self with the human and the physical self. There could be, with 3 of Swords and 8 of Cups, there could be a final purge here emotionally, where you're letting go of certain energies emotionally that aren't congruent with these higher frequencies. Because I'm definitely getting for you 5D consciousness, or operating from a much higher level of consciousness and awareness that's coming in. Yeah, with that Sodalite, I just heard soaking in the wisdom of your soul. It's like doorways within your own being, within your own soul, your own consciousness are now open. Look how much blue as well is in these cards. So the color blue could be significant. There could be a healing around that throat chakra, but I just feel like you're in a very new energy and a very new space here. You may feel this as well. I sense you're going through a spiritual ascension. It's like an awakening, an activation. There's just a huge spiritual upgrade, or a huge upgrade in terms of your consciousness, in terms of, you know, your frequency with Page of Coins and Knight of Swords as well. This can be almost like an instantaneous awakening, or there's something happening in regards to your spiritual abilities that are greatly enhanced. Because I don't want to say overnight, but it may feel that way, where it's like quite a sudden shift in your ability to hear or tap into the divine. You may also be in this hermit energy, or be with the Hangman and the Hermit. Right now, there may be a need for silence, solitude, going within, where you're not having people, you know, so much in your energy field, or you're not having people pull or tug on your frequency. There's a sense of needing, I'm seeing almost like a cocoon, where you're taking time to cultivate some of the energies that are coming in for you or are starting to flow for you. Your life is going, I'm not saying your life doesn't feel spiritual now, but it's going to feel a lot more spiritual, in the sense you're going to feel like more soul than human. Now, this could have, you know, a flow-on effect in regards to how you move through the world. When I identify more with my soul, I'm probably going to be perhaps a little less concerned with, you know, material things, or, you know, my idea of fun may shift. I may enjoy the things that really nourish my soul. I may enjoy spiritual practice, meditation, you know, sharing or using my spiritual gifts or abilities. I may enjoy being in nature rather than a crowded space. I just see your values and your lifestyle may kind of shift overnight, right? Or, and again, it may not literally be overnight, but rapidly over the next, you know, coming weeks or coming months, you may notice like all of a sudden, oh, I don't like that anymore. Or something I've been doing for years, it no longer feels right to me or feels good to me. I just feel like you're going to go through a lot of changes. We have fire and water, and look at the volcano. I feel like, again, there's a little bit of emotion that's releasing, or that heart chakra is going through a purge. Stillness amidst turmoil, feel emotional integration. Yeah, I also think you're integrating and transmuting. I feel any kind of last energies around that heart chakra, or any emotions that need to be released to move into this new cycle. Again, with the color blue, the ocean could be significant. You could be a water sign, but I keep getting this flow. There's this beautiful energy of consciousness flowing to you and through you, and just allowing things to unfold, because it's like something about how this is going to happen is going to feel very magical, very synchronistic, very otherworldly. Some of you may be tapping into, for example, your mediumship abilities could increase so that you're able to connect with spirits more fully, or in a way that you haven't previously. Like, this can be consciously speaking with a guide or a passed on loved one. Yeah, with Three of Swords and Eight of Cups, I feel like things that used to trouble or plague you aren't gonna, it's just like you don't, I don't want to say you don't care, but they don't bother you anymore. It's like you're less concerned with what's happening around you because your inner reality is taking precedence. You also have flow. Release control, divine will, oceanic consciousness. Yeah. I just heard trust, like trust the process. And with release control, again, this is all, some of this is kind of faded, or this is already happening spiritually speaking. So you can kind of move with this energy, but it may feel a little uncomfortable or unfamiliar. But I feel like people that know you or have known you, you may be a different person in a couple of months. I just get that sense that you're becoming unrecognizable, in the sense of, I just keep hearing your like lifestyle or the things you used to like. There's just a big shift that's coming with this spiritual awakening, and it is going to show up in the physical world. You're going to operate in a very different way. Perhaps you're drawn to a more, this hermit's making me think of like a monk, a more simple lifestyle, right? Or a more, you know, a lifestyle or routine that's more about, you know, your spirituality, your connection with God, the divine source. I just see some shifts with that. Yes, sacred space. Cultivate your space, inner beauty, self-care. And with Secret Garden, it makes me think of having a sacred space or secret garden within yourself, right? Where it's like you're opening, remember I said you're opening up doorways of your consciousness or your soul that you didn't have access to previously. It's like you're learning or reading could be your Akashic records, but your soul's origins. There's truths that are coming through. There's wisdom that you haven't been able to access. It makes me think, I can't remember the name of this, but was it Teresa of Avila? And she talks about like the rooms and like all the different rooms and the levels like toward God. I can't remember what that book was, but I remember reading something about these rooms. But it makes me think of, you know, within us, right? There's all these pockets or rooms of consciousness, and we can unlock and reach new heights in regards to our consciousness, in regards to our openness to source. And that's what I see you doing. And I kept picking up on this energy of solitude, or you needing, we have stillness, we have the hermit, the hangman, and now we have sacred space. We cultivate your space. You may be needing a lot of time in silence, in meditation, to integrate some of these changes that are happening within you. And now you have portal, sanctuary of light. So now you have sanctuary as well. You may also be beautifying, this makes me think of having like a meditation room or a meditation corner, or like a little sanctuary within your home, right? Or you may have a favorite spot in nature where you can really connect with source. So we have portal, 5D, healing temple, astral travel. There's just a lot going on for you spiritually right now, but the physical world may seem still, at least for now, while you're kind of in this energy or while you're going through this transformation. I just feel like there's a lack of interest in the physical, in the 3D, because you're able to access 5D and beyond, right? For some of you, you could be engaging in astral travel, could be reading Akashic records. You have new gifts and abilities that are coming online because of this ascension and because of this growth. And I feel like you're strengthening your connection with the unseen realms, and that may require a level of solitude or stillness when it comes to the physical world. You have inner earth. You will survive this, new solutions and beginnings. With this card as well, again, I feel like new solutions and beginning, I feel like you're new, or there's something brand new about you, your consciousness, how you move through the world, and it's going to have a ripple effect on everything in the physical eventually. I feel like right now, these changes are still taking effect internally. You may need more time for rest as well. I just see you spending a lot of, having a lot of downtime where you're able to rest, meditate, relax. You also have a new earth. It's happening. Keep holding the vision. With the Knight of Swords, also your visions are increasing. Your mediumship abilities may increase. Clairvoyance. I just see you so tapped into source. It's almost like you're so connected to the divine that world feels more real to you than this one. And that's not to say that you won't still, tend to the physical, but it's not going to be a priority, I feel, in the coming months. This may almost feel a little euphoric because I'm getting that energy of bliss when we tap into higher states of consciousness where we feel this divine bliss. You have Serapis Bay, a paradigm shift. Activation to grow, make the necessary change, sitting on the star and see again, like really looking at the stars. Some of you could be learning as well about your starseed origins, or there's this really galactic energy for you. You're tapping into frequencies that you just haven't accessed before, but you're definitely going through an activation. I keep hearing to grow, make necessary changes through this activation, through this spiritual ascension. I feel some of you are going to completely change your physical life or your habits. Your lifestyle is shifting with it. Some of you are going to go through a Kundalini awakening as well, and that's part of this change. You have sacred connection, synchronicity, divine connection, understanding lessons here with the Magician. You may also, coming out of this, your manifestation abilities are also going to be enhanced, but with synchronicity and divine connection, it's like things are going to line up in a way that feel very magical. And I think I said that at the beginning where I was getting that frequency. I just saw 1111 on the timer. I was getting that frequency that things are unfolding in a way that makes you already trust in the divine and spirit, but it's like it's going to be very clear to you and for you that the divine is working in your favor, or the divine has orchestrated certain things. Because I'm hearing you couldn't fight this awakening if you tried. It's just a very strong sense of fate, of the divine stepping in, the divine supporting you through this process. You have a gift from life. Look, again, you had a guide here or a spirit being. Some of you have a passed on loved one that you're communicating with directly or operates as a guide for you. We have each day, and for some of you, I do feel this could be like a feminine figure. Each day, life offers me abundant proof that the universe loves me. Every day, God sends angels to help me. Today, I will receive an angelic message. It may come from someone with whom I speak or from words that I read. I will listen closely as this message is a divine gift meant to help me make my way in love and maintain my spiritual strength. Yeah, I just heard angels work with you. Oh, sorry, I said work with you, but I was meant to say angels walk with you. But some of you, you're connecting and communicating with an angel or with the angelic realms, right? Your frequency has gotten to a point, or you're going through this activation, this transformation, so that you're better able to tap into those higher realms. But for others of you, I really feel this is a passed on loved one. And again, I keep getting maternal energy potentially, or a feminine figure. You have my creative power. I recognize the creative power of my thoughts. I know that I can use them to build or to destroy. Today, I choose to use my thoughts to create a universe filled with joy and harmony. I will maintain a positive attitude. I have the power to create love and peace. I feel like that's what you're doing, but it's like right now as well, you may need greater stillness so you can access the higher realms. With this creative power as well, I think coming out of this spiritual awakening and rebirth, you may feel very inspired or motivated to create something, to manifest something, to bring it into form. So for some of you, you could, for example, have an idea of something that you're wanting to, create in the physical, or it's like through this change and initiation you go through spiritually, I keep hearing it's going to drastically change how you live your life physically. For some of you as well, it's like as you reach and as your sensitivities increase and you're better able to connect with the angelic and higher realms, it may be evident to you what certain habits or patterns, things you're doing, watching, reading that are lowering your frequency. So part of these changes in the physical are going to be potentially you culling, like for example, these could be TV programs, social media sites that you have, access to, or it could be even like lifestyle, like how you're nourishing yourself, your body, what you do with in your spare time, the type of people around you. I see you being very selective and discerning in regards to who and what you allow into your energy across the board. And I see you choosing, people, situations, frequencies that are very high vibrational and are aligned with you and your soul's essence. I also think these changes are going to further strengthen your spiritual gifts and the transformation that you're going through. So that's all I have for you. I hope this reading resonates and I hope you have a beautiful day.